you seen what Chris Jericho has sent us to celebrate his championship belt being returned? Isn't that lovely?
Bless him.
God bless him. I thought, you know what? I know it's a Thursday morning in the UK.
Glasses aren't quite right. You carry on.
Do you want to a little?
I've had a bad experience with one of those before, Tom. So no, you do the honours. Go ahead.
Right, okay, I'll do this and then we'll announce the news. I'm Tom Campbell. That is an Adam Pacitti flavoured man. This is your Cultaholic news for Thursday. Shall we do this before we get into the headlines?
Can't hear you, Tom.
Oh my God, we're going to do it for the headlines. I'm excited. Best of luck, everybody. I'm really sad that I'm doing this because I gave it a good shake earlier in the hopes that you would. Right, okay. Eyes down for full hours. Oh, jeez. And, come on. Oh, that was anticlimactic. That's
Happy 8 a.m. Little bit of the bubbly.
Little bit of the bubbly. Here's some news. Which ex-Impact wrestler has been spotted at the WWE Performance Center? We have the reason for Kevin Owens not being on SmackDown. And a former WWE Tag Team are teasing an AEW run. We'll get to that very soon. So, Scarlett Bordeaux has been linked to the WWE. Former Impact wrestler has been spotted at the Performance Center, Adam Pacitti.
She's great. She'd be a really brilliant signing. She's a good combination of like a really strong character and somebody who's very, very solid in the ring also. I think WWE could do an awful lot with her. I was a bit sad when she left Impact.
The reason that she left Impact was actually...
It's gone to his head already.
Oh, pardon, a little bit of the bubbly. The reason she left Impact was really sucky because according to Killer Cross, her boyfriend, who did an interview, said that the contract that she was on meant that she didn't have the funds to move out of her home. Mm-hmm. Like she had to live with her parents, and she had a full-time job as well as working at Impact.
It's nuts, isn't it, that people that could be featured on a weekly TV program, which is still on TV and like has a decent enough following still, that the money isn't there for them.
Didn't that happen with a former TNA Women's Champion, and you'll tell me the name in the comments, who was also working at Sunglasses Hut at the same time?
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know who that was.
Way back in the mid-noughties. But yeah, as you were saying, it could be a really strong addition to the WWE, Scarlett Bordeaux. I was a big fan of the Smoke Show. And the whole thing with her character, which is like, I'm hot, but I can also wrestle really well.
Sort of like me, in a way.
Yeah, a bit like you, in a way. If you do want a good Scarlett Bordeaux match to check out, and this sounds peculiar to say in 2019, look up her match against Disco Inferno.
I watched this the other day.
Yeah.
It's way better than I ever thought. Don't get me wrong, Disco Inferno could always go. People associate him with sort of just goofiness, WCW silliness, right? But he was a good wrestler as well, and that's why he's used backstage in so many different places over the years as well. It's
far better than it deserves to be, and it's definitely worth a check out. But best of luck to Scarlett Bordeaux. Maybe see you in a WWE ring in a little bit. Chin chin. Big gap on SmackDown last week, wasn't there, Mr. Pacitti and the former Kevin Owens?
Oh, I thought you meant Shane McMahon. I think it's been 2 weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks without Shane McMahon.
Oh my days.
And 2 weeks of pretty good SmackDown as well. It's been quite refreshing. But Kevin Owens wasn't there. It's not an especially exciting reason that he wasn't there. It's just a real life issue. Kevin tweeted yesterday, I didn't want to fly out early and leave my family in a potential hurricane. I tried to get to Norfolk today once I knew they'd be safe, but no luck. So, you know, I'm glad they're safe.
No luck he couldn't get to Norfolk, not no luck his family isn't safe.
What?
just because that can be quite ambiguous if you're not careful. But yeah, there's some really horrible weather in America at the moment, and that's to say the very, very least. So our heart goes out to you if you're affected by some of the bad weather and the bad situations over there right now. And like I said, it's just a very real reason. Kev wants to look after his family.
That's his whole gimmick, isn't it?
That's his whole gimmick, isn't it?
What a crowd, by the way. Fair play. Hats off to Norfolk. Because they were bloody brilliant this week, or just were they both in Norfolk? 2 great crowds anyway on Raw and SmackDown.
Do you think it's indicative of the area when a crowd is good or not?
It's not one that you would associate with great wrestling crowds, is it? It's not like a Chicago or a Philly or something like that. I wouldn't think like, yeah, Chicago, Philly, the MSG crowd, they're amazing. Norfolk, Virginia.
Norfolk, Virginia.
But absolutely brilliant, except for the what chance. Poor Eric Rowan at the end there.
Oh.
Promo of his bloody life, and you're watching him? Scumbag. I'm glad your family's safe, Kevin.
Is it cold in here?
It's a little bit chilly.
Oh, I think it's a little hole in the door. It must be a draft.
Hey! Oh, there it goes.
Not my words. That doesn't make sense in this context. But there is a draft Adam for cheating.
Apparently
like a
so.
WWE one, not a door one.
This was rumoured, I think in last week's Observer, that they might need to do this. And now John Pollock of Post Wrestling saying the next WWE draft is set to kick off on the second night, the second episode of Friday Night SmackDown, October the 11th. And this is a very welcome piece of news for me. I said this last time, but goodness me. I mean, the wildcard rule is out the window now. It's it's a free-for-all. Anyone can turn up on any brand. And not in a sort of crazy sort of anarchy way. It's just like they don't even get referenced anymore. They've got the name slate and that's it. And it's really hurt the product because you see oversaturation of various wrestlers who appear on both shows. And then other people just aren't getting screen time still. This
is part of a major shake-up with the WWE, not just in the ring, but outside it as well. And if you listen to the podcast today, we go into depth about the writers' room shake-up as well that's occurred. So a lot of writers have been moved from different brands to strengthen them, and sort of Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff have made allies that they are now writing these shows with. So now we have two very distinctive writing opportunities. We now need two very distinctive wrestling opportunities as well for either show. Anything you'd like to see come out of the draft?
No, you know what? I'm not going to sort of speculate or fantasy book who I want to see go to Raw and who I want to see go to SmackDown.
Yeah.
I'd like NXT to be involved because I think that would be fun, but I just want them to stick to it. I think it's that simple. I want that sort of brand exclusivity and that you're going to tune in to SmackDown and you're going to see Roman Reigns there. I don't want to tune in and see him there. I like that element of competition, especially with Survivor Series approaching. Yeah. Now seems like a great time. Hey, here we go. Here's some fancy booking. Survivor Series match, 5 on 5 on 5. Raw, SmackDown, NXT.
Whoa!
Make them feel like big deals.
That'd be massive!
There you go.
It's a lot of people around the ring.
Yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
I don't know, and we talked about this on 9 Pitches. I know now the general consensus is, NXT is a brand like Raw and like SmackDown. I still like it being, like, to use a football analogy, I like it still being sort of the championship to the premiership. Sure. I like that little bit. I like every so often where you have a little bit of bleed over for a special occasion, but I don't know whether I would put them on the same pedestal. But for good reason, because NXT is sort of your development ground. And then if the development ground's on the same level as Raw and SmackDown, then you need a development ground for the development ground.
It is a
that
development
way lies
ground.
Madness.
But you've got people there who have been wrestling for 10, 15 years. People who are so experienced on the indies. You've got Cole, you've got Gargano, Ciampa. They've all done absolutely loads. Yeah, it's a development brand.
Yeah.
It is. But you know what? I think that would make it feel like a really big deal. They've got an amazing TV deal. There are going to be lots of eyes on the product. I really, really hope that it still feels a little bit indie. I want it to be that sort of work rate based wrestling that we know and love. I hope that doesn't change and it becomes too sports entertainment-y, but I think that would put even more eyes on it and establish it as the third brand. It's not Raw, SmackDown maybe a little bit there, and then NXT down there. They're all on a similar level. I'd like that a lot.
I like the idea of Raw, SmackDown, NXT 5 on 5 on 5 because I mean that just sounds bananas. The amount of people around the ring at one time, chaotic if you will. Survivor Series, do that, make it a thing. And Finalemon, yo, 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 yo. Remember that from Off of the Past?
Yes.
Not talking about two yo-yos, I'm talking about Crime Time, baby.
What does pop a 40 and check your rollies mean? I feel like this is going to get us demonetized. I genuinely don't know what it means.
Well, you know you're 40, right? You pop it. You know your rollies, you check it.
Rollies has to be.
I think it means roller skates.
Pop
your 40, so a pack of 40 crayons, and check your roller skates. Here comes the Crime Time. That was the theme music from Off of the Day.
Someone please let me know in the comments because I'm not sure that's right.
Sounds bob on to me.
JTG, the cheeky little scamp, has taken to Twitter. Essentially, they're trying to get themselves booked at AEW. This isn't like AEW aren't teasing a return to wrestling. No, they're still wrestling. You know what I mean. They're not teasing a Crime Time debut. So yesterday, at 16:28 according to
So that's 4:28 UK time, I do believe. So was this so by this point? Had the belt been found?
I think so. So well done, JTJ, nailing social media. He writes, first off, Crime Time are not thieves. We're outstanding citizens. We have never stolen anything in our entire career. We borrowed the title to make a message. This was not a hit on Chris Jericho, but a message to AEW. You want your title back? They sure do, buddy. It's simple. We want the Young Bucks. There's a match.
That's the match I never knew I wanted, and I still don't think I do.
No, I don't think I do either. Stick him in the tag title tournament. Why not? Have some fun with it.
I feel like they're the sort of team that would turn up in Chikara.
Yeah.
Because Chikara are a big fan of sort of that. Like
nonsense.
Yeah, nonsense, but the best kind of nonsense. But they also like to pick up sort of off the beaten track wrestlers from off of a different time. Like they had a team in the King of Trios based on like people who'd fallen from the wayside from NXT.
Yes.
You know, so they love that sort of thing. I think they'd be a fit there. AEW, I don't know. We also have to include, and you can see it behind us now, there's the photoshopped picture of them holding the AEW belts with a speech bubble saying, "Do we have your attention now?"
You know what? It's actually quite a good Photoshop. If JTG's done that himself, he can have a job. It's better than Grimm's Toy Show one.
Oh, that's...
You could see. You could see it.
No, he just had it in his drawer.
He sure did.
Just had it in his drawer, didn't you, Grimm?
They're looking in shape.
They do look good.
Before we finish,
that's a recent picture.
Yeah, that is a recent picture. Shad's looking great. JTG is ripped. I guess he had a lot of time to work out in his 7 years not wrestling in the WWE.
Do you remember the Twitter account that was set up, which is...
Is JTG still employed? There's a website, there's a .com.
I just
fantastic.
Kept a track on whether JTG was still having a job. Maybe we can do a countdown to, is JTG in 80... Has JTG faced the Young Bucks yet?
Let's register it this afternoon. Cheers,
Tom.
Tom.
Do that. Chin chin.
Do you want to get pissed now?
Yeah, I haven't got an outro, but I've got a little bit of the bubbly. And Adam Pacitta's got a t-shirt with some Patreon stuff on. Merry Christmas.
Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Cultaholic. And most importantly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.